Hello and welcome. My name's Kathy A, and today I thought I would do kind of an early March faves and flops. This was kind of a mid-month review because there's an awful lot of things going on, and I know by the end of the month I'll have more stuff to talk about, but I wanted to, especially now, talk about a few of these things because they're time sensitive. One of them is buying things on Facebook. When you get those of you who do use Facebook, you know, a lot of times you're scrolling through and you'll see an ad for clothing that looks absolutely beautiful. You think, oh, what a pretty dress, what a pretty top, what a beautiful coat, and you click on it and it looks like a fairly good price, and I did that. And usually what I do is I'll look on Amazon first to see if they have that same product for maybe a little bit less money. Plus you have Amazon Prime, you know, you can always return it quickly and usually you get it sooner. Well, this particular shirt was not available on Amazon and it was absolutely gorgeous. Now this was February 4th that I saw this on my Facebook feed. And so it said it was $21.95. And I said, gee, you know, even if it takes them a couple of weeks to get it to me, I'll be able to wear this on St. Patrick's Day. So let me show you a picture of the shirt that I ordered. So, right from the get-go, they added, like, I don't know, it's like $10 for shipping, and then there was another $8 of tax. I think it was like a VAT tax that I had to pay, and it was coming from China, and I immediately got messages from some company in New York that said it was now going through, it's shipped from our warehouse in Portugal, and it's going to customs, and then every couple of days I'd get a new message from them saying that the shirt was on its way and that it had changed its transit status. And I mean, it was really good communication, all coming from this place in New York. And I thought, oh, okay, it must be a New York company, but they were shipping through China, you know. So anyway, 5 weeks goes by. March 7th arrives. Finally, it's sitting in my mailbox. It's this tiny little packet, and it wound up being $41.22. So I want to show a picture of it once again. And this is that shirt. It is not a sweater. And I want to show you close up. Look at the stitching. You see that? You see that all the seams are sewn inside out? It is a mess. It's a hot mess. And it's not a sweater. The seams are inside out, even wearing like a black jacket over the top of it, which I shouldn't have to do anything, really, to compensate for this bad, poor workmanship. Some kid made it. I don't know. It looks like somebody was really rushing. Maybe they get paid by piecework in the factory. The back of it, I will show you. So even giving them the credit that they may have given me a V-neck by mistake, the seams are still sewn inside out. Now that the thing fits, so I was furious. I had waited 5 weeks for this, and I knew that even if they sent me another one, it would take well after St. Patty's Day for it to arrive. And it's like, this is a hot mess. It really is. It's not made out of any kind of t-shirt material. It is a cheap nylon polyester fabric that's going to shrink when you wash it. So don't ever order something from Facebook, because I paid through PayPal, so I thought, oh good, you know, I'll contact PayPal and say, look, I got ripped off. This thing is sewn inside out. It's poor quality material. And the bottom, I'll show you the rough edges on the bottom. It's not even sewn on the bottom. It's rough edges. So it's like a child did it. It really is like a child did it. And I wouldn't be surprised, given China's bad factories, that it was a child that sewed this, or maybe somebody who was exhausted on their 13th hour and maybe had to produce 50 of these before they could go home, so they shot out 50 of these sewn inside out because they were exhausted. This is a cry for help, I think, personally. Anyway, I contacted PayPal and I said, I got ripped off. This is not the product that I ordered, and I took pictures of this, and I took a screenshot of the ad with the pretty sweater again. That looks like almost like a sweater. It looked like a thick t-shirt material with it was a dark black, and it had lots of like shamrocks all over the top, like somebody had thrown a bucket of shamrocks on my head and landed on my shoulders. That's kind of what I thought. And I thought, well, I'll wear it with a black, jacket over it on St. Patty's Day at work, so it won't be too over the top for my job, but it'll be. And let me contact the seller and see what they have to say about it. But PayPal said, hey, they'll give you a full refund if you return it to them, and once they receive the shirt, they'll give you your refund. So I'm like, so it's going to cost me another $15. So now we're up to, what am I in on this? About $57 now for this piece of crap. And I won't even have this shirt once I send it back. So learn your lesson from Facebook. Be very careful when you see pictures, because they do not look like the picture of the model. I don't know where, it looks like it was superimposed almost, and it looks like it was a sweater. And this definitely was not anything like, it has green shamrocks in it and a black background, and that's where it ends. So I just thought I would show you that because it's kind of funny. So I'm going to get my $15 of use out of it. Okay, our next subject is, shortly after I put out my my video last month, Mascara-Gate happened. And it was regarding a L'Oreal mascara, the Telescopic lip. The lady in the TikTok video showed blank lashes, and then she showed herself starting to put the Telescopic lash mascara on, and then suddenly it you could tell it was not, she cut away. She cut away, and when the cut came back, suddenly she had a lot of extra lashes that she didn't have before. They're calling it Mascara-Gate because she lied about the product's ability to give you those extra lashes. And it's nothing new in the makeup industry to do this. I mean, using false lashes to depict mascara has been done for quite a while. I think CVS has clamped down on things like that. They won't let any ad photos or ad pictures depict any kind of deception like that. Anyway, the lady herself took a lot of crap from people, and I agree that she should. But what really bothers me is that when you get a sponsorship from a company, a big company like L'Oreal, there's contracts, and they have specific directions for you, and this is why I don't do sponsorships. Anyway, they send you the product to demonstrate it. You have a certain amount of time to do a video. You have either make 1 or 2 videos, have to be at least 1 minute or 2 minutes in length. You have to bring up these particular points, and they list the points you have to talk about. And they also have to have a pre-approval of your video before you upload it in order for you to get paid. So she must have sent that TikTok video to L'Oreal, and another set of eyes at L'Oreal looked at that video and said, looks good to me. And they sent it out and said approval, and she gets paid for that TikTok video. Now, when you get a sponsorship, you can be paid anywhere from $100 to $5,000. But there are strict rules for sponsorship, and this is why it drives me nuts when people hide sponsorships in their videos and don't mention it until they'll say, partnering with so-and-so. And I'm like, you know, really, girl, come on. Because when I see that it's a sponsored video, I won't watch it, because I know those rules are in place. And when you send a video to a company and you say, wow, this really sucks, it doesn't work, it, you know, it dripped, it, you know, it wore off after a half hour, I couldn't get it to stay, it pills up, they won't approve that video for you to show it, and you're not going to get paid. So when I see sponsored videos, I'm sorry. So I think, you know, that whole sponsorship thing, it kind of discredited a lot of us on here. And you know, there's some really nice people out there, and they are making their living on YouTube. I don't make a living on YouTube. I make very little money on when I list down all those little links for you to click on to look for a product. I make very little money. I think this last month I made $6.40 from Amazon. That's from people clicking on the products and buying them. $6.47. So it's not that I'm not getting PR. I am, but you don't see it a whole lot. And I mean, most recently, I'll have to show you this one. This is the teeth. You basically, it's a two-part tooth whitener thing, and they sent it to me to review and make a video on, and they sent it to me for free. And I've actually worked with them before. They're called Power Swabs or something. Yeah, and my dentist had this for me. I use this. When you think of shades of teeth, you think of like shades of makeup or shades of anything else. There's a gradient that goes from dark to light or light to dark. And with teeth, it's much less apparent, the differences in the shades. So they'll say, oh, you go down 6 shades, or you go down 3 shades, or whatever, to a lighter shade. I'm going to show you what I did with this, because I was going to do a video for them, a sponsored video, I guess you could say, because I was going to get a percentage of sales from it. And every single day, it was a 7-day program, I did the stain remover and then the whitener, okay? And I did it religiously, and every single day at the very same time in the morning, I held this up and I stood by the window, wore the same color lipstick every single day. And I put this up so you could see which level I was at. And you could see me if I was going lighter or not. And by the end of the 7 days, I saw so little a difference. I said, I can't promote this. You know, the only thing I'll say about it is that these products, they don't leave that thick film that those, you know, when you put those films on that you buy in the drugstore, they're like $30, $40, you know, and you put a film on and you leave it on there and it's gross and you drool and everything else. And when you pull it off, there's this thick film of yuck, and you wind up swallowing some of it. You try to rinse it out. With this stuff, when you put it on, it didn't have that thick film, and it really was nice. I thought that was great, and I was thinking, oh, this is going to work out nicely, until I saw that I only went down like 1 shade. And it didn't really work, and I thought, for the price point, I can't promote it. They did have this thing where they, you know, it's an on-the-go stain remover. It's basically a, you know, you twist it up and you rub it on your teeth after you've had coffee or something, and it's supposed to help you maintain your whiteness. But I've never been known for really white teeth, and it didn't help me. And I thought, oh geez, I'm really disappointed, because I wanted to be able to tell you about this, and now, you know, I've kind of messed it up. The other thing that happened was this Olaplex thing. And I gotta tell you, this is Olaplex 3, Olaplex 6, Olaplex 9. Now I've used all three of these, and I want to show you. This is my hair. I didn't really style it too much here. I mean, I blow dried it, but this is my hair, and I am 65 years old, so I have thinner hair anyway. But my hair has never looked so good since I started using the Olaplex. And I didn't see breakage. I didn't see extra hair falling out. I mean, you do lose a few hairs every day naturally. They say 100. I'd like to think that that's not true. But I didn't see any problems at all with it. And I feel so bad for the company, because apparently if you have COVID, one of the things is, like, a few months later, your body, from the shock or whatever, you lose hair as one of the post-COVID symptoms. And I'm wondering if these people that are suing Olaplex for breakage and hair loss are post-COVID people. I really wonder, or if they have other health conditions which cause them to have the problem, because I feel so bad for them. I really do. I think that this has worked for them. I'm going to keep buying it unless they go out of business because of this lawsuit. What a horrible thing to do to a company. And there's several people jumping on the bandwagon and go, oh, well, my hair is also breaking and falling out, and I use Olaplex. And it's like, this stuff, you don't use it on your scalp. And your hair grows out of your scalp, and it's dead. And then this stuff is what Olaplex kind of smooths out and works on and makes look nice. Honestly, I can't, I'm siding with Olaplex here. There's no ingredients in it that causes hair loss, and there's no ingredients in it that can damage your hair. Anyway, so that's all I'm going to say about Olaplex. I feel bad. I hope they win. Tried something new from Revlon, and this is, and it's an odd one. They said it's a new product. It is the Color Stay Eye Primer, and I don't know if you can see or not. It holds my eye makeup through a whole work day plus later on, and if I fall asleep with my makeup on, which I have done on occasion, I wake up and the makeup's still there. This stuff is great. It's at first, the very first squirt out of this bottle, it was extremely, like, it looked almost separated. It was so oily like. It's a wet, it's kind of a wet formula. And I'm so used to using, you know, the dry things. It feels very slippery, almost like a silicone. But it dries down, and I think my eyeshadow stays really well. I really like it. I was surprised that I liked it. But this is going to replace my present. It's better than the Milani. I think it's better than the Milani. And there's not much of a tint to erase, like discoloration, but I like the smoothness of it, the silkiness of it. So I think this Revlon Color Stay Eye Primer is pretty good. Pretty good. Food. Have you seen these? Very The most Oreo cookie. I needed that like a hole in the head, but I had seen an ad, and I think it's Martha Stewart who concocted the formulation, and it's a cookies and cream filled Oreo cookie. And my complaint about this, now I've gone through a whole row here, it is too much gook in the middle, way too much gook. And because of that, you get less cookies in the package. There's less cookies because there's twice the gook that they need for the center here, but it's really good. It's very pleasant. It tastes just like a regular Oreo, honestly. A little bit more cookies and creamish Oreo, but it's Oreos blended in, and I'm pretty sure I saw an ad where Martha Stewart was mixing the gook to put in the middle. So it was like a, I don't know if it was a collab with her or what, but it's called the Most Oreo, and it's got my seal of approval here, except there's too much gook. And when you screw off the top, they still don't have, you know, so I actually take some of the gook off and put the top back on. I eat it the wrong way, which is like this. So just let me throw that in. So on the other end of the spectrum, I mean, some of us do use a sweetener, I use the yellow one, okay? And they came out with this, and what it is, I really love this. For traveling, for in my purse, and for work. Let me just show you. Can you see that little dot there? 2 dots equals 1 packet. 2 dots. So you can actually do a half packet if you want, but I actually use a couple of packets, so it's just, that's 4 dots. But what a cute idea. There's 200 dots in here. So that's 100 packets right there. You can throw it in your purse, and that is the Splenda, and you can get this on Amazon. I'll link it below. This has been a game changer for me at work and everything else because I can keep it there and people aren't stealing all my packets because I bring them from home because they have regular sugar at work with the coffee machine, and I have these, so I keep them near the coffee maker, and of course people are always using them, you know. So I have this and I can just bring it with me, you know, and shoot out the little dots. Okay, let's get into makeup because I think that's why you watch me. That's, you know, I don't get very many reviews or views on other things. Like I just did a cooking one. My pineapple angel food cake, yeah. Okay, all right, makeup, here we go. I have been enjoying the Dalton, this is the concealer, and I know they have a new one. I hope they have the same kind of top to it. This top with the little like metal top feels like an ice cube almost when you're putting it on. It is so nice. It's so nice. And the concealer itself, I have all this stuff on today. I really like this, and I talked about it last month, but I did want to mention that the Dalton concealer did work very nicely. Didn't like the foundation, but the concealer I did like very much. I wanted to try this because it fell onto so many people's favorite list, and it's got like 4.5 stars. This is the Maybelline Dream BB Cream. I've got it on today. It's extremely light coverage. It's a light tinted moisturizer feel to it. It seemed to take like a couple of layers, but it wears off awfully quickly. I don't see a makeup-y look with it. Maybe that's why people like it, but it took so many layers, but it still wears off at the chin. It plays well with my other makeup. I'm still not sure if I'd recommend it, but I mean, if you really want a natural, minimal kind of look, it does smooth things out just a little bit, but not enough. I like a little bit more coverage than this gives. Now, because it's time sensitive, I wanted to bring this up. This is the Herborian BB cream, and this is one of my favorite foundation type things. The Herborian CC cream I think I like a little bit better, but the BB cream is going to be on sale in the Ulta 21 days, and I don't remember which day this falls on. I think it's middle of the week, but have a look. When you see the Herborian for half price, it's pretty good because this is expensive. This little tube is like $40. So you may be like me, you know, when you have an expensive thing, you kind of don't want to try it at half price because if you like it, you have to pay a lot of money to replace it when it's done. So this is the 5-in-1 BB cream. It has a lot of skincare ingredients. It's got a beautiful coverage. I have the Dore shade, which is the middle shade. There's a light, a medium, and a dark. And the medium shade is medium light, closer to medium, so it's a little bit dark, but I sheer it out, and sometimes I'll mix it with one of my other foundations. So maybe I can mix this with that Maybelline and do something with it, but it works really nicely. Stays all day, looks good, doesn't crease, and I think it's a really good choice. So the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty Herborian BB cream is going to be on sale for half price. Speaking of foundation type things, this is still kind of winding up being one of my favorites this year. This is the Yenza for Serum foundation. I absolutely love this. This is fairly new to me. I had seen an ad, and her name is Yen. Her last name is Yen. So Yenza is the name of the foundation. It's really nice, got a lot of skincare stuff in it. Absolutely beautiful foundation. A little on the pricey side, but I think it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I like the concealer as well. I have the concealer as well for Yenza. And I think they're coming up with a new formulation that has niacinamide in it. So I'm definitely gonna keep track of that. For powders, I've been using these two, alternating them. It's the e.l.f. HD powder, which is a natural finish, and then the e.l.f. Halo, what is it called? Halo Glow powder for my finishing powder. So I use the HD for setting under my eyes and just in the kind of the T-zone, and I use the this at the very end, the Halo Glow at the very end. Now it doesn't glow, but it's not flat matte. So I like both of these from e.l.f. I think they make fabulous powders. From Revolution, not a brand I love, but I do like this product. It's a cream bronzer. Everybody's talked about it. I'm always late to the show. This is a cream bronzer. Has a beautiful, very blendable, this is a bronzer, not a contour, very beautiful blendable thing. I am wearing it, and it gives my face a lot of life and warmth. I think this is a beautiful product. This color is the light shade, and this is the shade that I think probably would go with most people. If you are very pale to medium light, this is your shade. It's called Light, and it's from Revolution. This is their incarnation called Revolution too. The Ultra Cream Bronzer. For blush, today I'm wearing the e.l.f. Cream Blush in Turks and Caicos. What a stupid name. I mean, I hate the name. You know, if they'd named this Spring Flower Petal or something, I would have loved that. But Turks and Caicos is the name of this color. It is a cream blush. Make sure you keep it closed. Very, very pretty. Gives you a natural kind of a peachy glow. It's not orange, and it's not too strong, and it lasts all day. It's really, really pretty color. Turks and Caicos from e.l.f. Something going on after work. This is new because it was on sale. I got this at Kohl's, but it was a Sephora in Kohl's. I'm not shopping in Sephora. And I mean, I have personal reasons for that, and I don't know how to describe it without getting into trouble. I went into Sephora in I swatch things. I mean, when I leave Sephora, I have an armful of swatches of eyeliners, lip liners, eyeshadows, foundations, and especially with a foundation, I like to put it here between my thumb and my finger here, and then I go like this to see if it bunches up, how it reacts with wrinkles, if it goes in the lines, if it looks grainy. And about a week after I did that, I had purchased a makeup. So I used the samples, you know, I used the sample ones, they have testers. And the tester of the foundation that I put in here caused a skin problem. And I had to go to the dermatologist. And it's like, I just thought, you know, they need to clean, they need to spray alcohol, they need to maintain their testers so that they will not do harm. And I can't prove it, but it was a week after I did it, I got this. And I want to show you this. Can you see it's a skin problem. So I went to the dermatologist and she gave me a cream to put on it. And she said, it's going to be fine, but it may take a couple of months to get it down. It was much more raised up and red before. And it's been about, it's been a couple months, but I just went to the dermatologist last month, so it hasn't been that long that I've been treating it. But I don't know, I feel like they hurt me. And you know, and the whole thing with not really giving much of a deal to me as a rouge, and I am a rouge this year, which is the highest level of person who spends a lot of money there. And I haven't bought anything in Sephora at all this year. And it's because of this and because of their program and because I really like Ulta better. And I've discovered another website that I like ordering from because they take the place of Nordstrom and Sephora to me when I don't go to the actual brand site itself. It's called Camera Ready Cosmetics, and they have all the brands, even that Sephora doesn't have. They have like Kevin Aucoin, they have all of the professional brands such as RCMA and all the like pro brands. They have those, and the pricing is very fair. It's very fair. So I'm going there now instead of the Sephora site, and getting whatever points Sephora gives you for things, it just wasn't really adding up to very much. Now Ulta I like because they give you points that can be turned into money, and when you purchase things at Ulta you can use $3 towards it, and points that you've worked into. And Ulta's been getting a lot more products, and also they have the hair products there. The street side, I call it, which they have like the drugstore price stuff, and they have a lot of brands that even drugstores don't have, and they're very reasonably priced. I'm not sure what they're going to replace Morphe with. I'm kind of hoping they get some other kind of nice, cheaper brands in. Maybe some of the ones that Sally Beauty has, because I don't know if Sally Beauty's doing that well. A lot of them have closed around me. There's no Sally Beauty near me. Anyway, so I did buy this because it was on sale and it was really cheap. This is the Heartland Hero, and this is the Sephora brand itself. And this is like a basic palette, again with a mirror here. But you've got your light shade, you've got a couple here for transition, you've got some shimmers, you've got a deep shade, and you've got a shimmery light shade. And I think that this is like one of the perfect kind of light, everyday kind of look. 'Cause again, I can't dress like a Vegas showgirl when I'm at work because I work in the funeral and cemetery industry, and I can't be like, hello, So this is really a nice little palette. Now there's several different ones in this series. They're all on sale, which means they're not going to have them anymore. Another thing about Sephora I hate is they come out with something you like and it's gone. So the Heartland Hero I'd recommend. Really nice. This palette really impressed me. I was going to do a full face of Catrice makeup, and I'm just picking up pieces here and there. And this one I picked up. It is a eyeshadow palette called Rose, Electric Rose. And let me just open it up. Let's see if you can see it well. Okay, so you have a shimmery pink, a matte pink, and then you've got a shimmery ivory, a plain ivory, and you've got a light kind of pinky color. Then you have a beautiful transition color. It's a brown. I've got this palette on today. And you've got a shimmery brown, you've got a deeper brown for contour. Now you can use this one or this one or this one as a highlighter. You can use this and this as blushes together. You can use them or separately. I love this palette. Now the eyeshadows themselves work so well. And this is Catrice. Now Catrice is a sister company to Essence. Catrice was developed for people over the age of 20. So this is considered the adult line of Essence. Essence itself, I think, was created for teenagers because it's affordable and the colors are more in line with teen. Although a lot of us older folks buy them, I think we're not the target audience generally. So this Catrice palette, Electric Rose, absolutely beautiful. But I especially love, that you can use these products as highlighters, as blushes, and as eyeshadows. It's a very, very versatile, one of the most versatile eye palettes I've ever used. And I think it was, I don't know, $6? $6, yeah. I'll link below all the stuff. This is going on sale in Ulta's 21 days. This is the Lorac Noir palette. Lorac has really good basic palettes, and I hear everybody that talks about this, they go, oh, they're a really good basic palette. It's in the back of my drawer, but these are great, and I never use it, but it's great. So I don't really use this too much, but I think it's great. So I don't know what that means. I think it's because we get so many new palettes all the time. This is just, it's kind of like the old workhorse, going to the barn. It will always take the trailer back to the barn, but we're, out there riding the white stallions, I think this, this line here, which is all your basic matte shades to make a basic eye, and then you've got all these shimmery things you can make pretty, like, dazzling kind of eyes with. Lorac shadows are formulated nicely. I know that there's no dangerous fillers in them. I know that there's consistency here. This is the Noir palette. I think I like the Pro To Go palette was my favorite. I think that had the perfect 3 shades for lid, transition, and corner, and then it had a couple shades, and then it had like a blush and then something else. But the eyeshadow palettes I really like, and this smaller one, it's very doable. The smaller ones are a little more doable than those bigger ones. The bigger ones give you more colors, but it's not always more is not always better with colors. Like Morphe palettes, you get like 30 shades, and it's like, well, which one of the browns did I just use? And you put 2 different colors on your eyes because you remember if you were 6 rows down and 3 rows over, It was, so this is very manageable, and I love the system that they have where they usually put all the mattes together in one row, so you know where they are. I mean, you've got your base there, and then you've got your shimmers in another row. This one happens to have 2 rows of shimmers, which is nice. Any of the Lorac palettes I would recommend, new or old. And I know that the formulations have varied a little bit, but I don't think they're varied in a bad way at all. They're just different. So Lorac. On sale, Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. Now I saw this, and I'm such a sap for packaging. I thought, oh, I'd love to see spring, because it was snow outside. And when I walked by these in Ulta, there were all these different colored butterflies. And I said, oh, I want a spring palette. This is a spring palette. So I got this one, Blooming Wings. This is Essence Blooming Wings eyeshadow palette. And they all had slight variances. You get your mirror, of course. This one had some purples. and pinks and some toppers in there, and I just thought this was spring up here and this was neutral. So spring, neutral, perfect. It's very light, and some of these, this chunk glitter in there, I'm not a fan. Again, Essence, target audience, teenagers, but I do think this is nice, and you can make some really nice looks from it. There are two other ones. They have a similar look to the front. The butterfly is a slightly different color on the other two palettes, so that's how you tell the difference, and they're called something slightly different. So this is the Blooming palette, really, really nice. I enjoyed it. So Revlon has these cream shadows, and I don't know, I was watching somebody, and I do watch a lot of channels, but I was watching somebody that said these were the best cream shadows she'd ever tried from the drugstore. So I thought, oh, I'll have to try them. So I bought two palettes. This one's more of a basic neutral palette. Let me just open it up. Let's see if I can break my nails. Okay, this is your basic neutral palette. Let me just swatch them. Dustly. This one worked nicely. The deep shade worked nicely, and the lighter shade worked nicely. These two were kind of meh, okay. I used them underneath my eyes to line them. Now this one I like better, and this one is called Moonlit Jewels, and it's got a green and a blue in it, and I think that's really neat. What's really weird is that these are the pans, and when you open it up, they're upside down. See, when you open it up, it's like, these are the pans. So the green's nice, the blue's nice. You can see I've dipped in here and used this a lot. This is nice. I do have this on my lid today, my lid going out, and I have this on my inner lid. Let me just see if I can. And let me see if we can. Yeah, I like this Moonlit Jewels one a lot, and I think they do last. They dry down, they play well with others. I think it's a really good palette. This one, not so much. This is called Not Just Nudes, and I'm not as keen on that one as I am with this. This is the Moonlit Jewels. This is really nice, so I do like it. I think it sets down, it dries fairly quickly, but you have time to work with it, and you want to line, you want to use anything. I think it's really nice, and it worked really nicely over winter for me. For mascara, I have been using, to use it up really, the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. I think it's okay. I've got it on today, but I also have fake lashes on, so it doesn't leave dings. It's a very controllable wand, and you know, the fact that it doesn't smear after a hot, humid day, or if I'm hot and humid inside, you know, when you come in, sometimes somebody's got the heat jacked up really high. You start sweating, and my hood is so prominent here. I have very hooded lids, and so when my lashes bang up against them, they usually leave little marks because the mascara melts from the heat and the humidity, but this does not, and I think I'm more impressed with this than I thought I would be. So the e.l.f. Lash and Roll works really well. I still like the Sky High from Maybelline the best, and I have moments with this Milani that it's working really nice. You know, it really is an application thing, and if you do it well, it really does give a lot of volume, a lot of length. It doesn't leave dings. It's a little bit messy. I do think it's very much like the Thrive Cosmetics. I do. And I like Thrive Cosmetics a lot, but it's like $25. But now a lot of the drugstore mascaras are going up in price. I did return my L'Oreal because it didn't really work for me as well as the other ones, and that whole controversy really pissed me off. So I returned my L'Oreal. I'm not going to buy L'Oreal if I don't have to. I mean, I will for you guys to like show you how it works, but I just don't like supporting them. I think they're evil, okay? I just don't like supporting them. For lipstick, I'm really enjoying the Dalton. This is a really, really nice formulation. This is called French Beige from Dalton. And I really like it a lot. Very, very nice. French Beige from Dalton. And Dalton, you know, is because it's Dr. Dalton, who has created that makeup line. So I think for now that's all. I will be back next week. I'll be doing a talking get ready with me. I'm just going to discuss some social issues and other things while I put on my get ready for work thing. I wanted to say thank you so much. I was really touched by your responses and comments about Mrs. Loretta. This is a picture of her. And I know that she has read your comments, and she's, quite touched as well. I've been keeping in touch with her via email, and she's getting along. There's some challenges, but she's getting along. And thank you so much for your really wonderful comments and saying that you're sending prayers, or that you're sending healing thoughts. It's really cool. It really is a wonderful community here. So I want to thank you for that. Okay, have a wonderful week. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.